Hi guys, Jason Jericho here, and as I said, Masters of the Universe Revelations the comic. So as we see, King Randor is having a restless night. And Queen Marlena comes out to join him to find out what's going on. As we all know, there's many things in Masters of the Universe. I'm not going to go in detail what's been said, but she manages to persuade him, to go to bed. He's looking over his kingdom. Something just seems to be bothering him. Sorry if my hand's in the way. And then it cuts to where there's a creature called the Orlax attacking a palace, or presumes to be. And E-Man comes rushing in after he's transformed from Prince Adam to E-Man and Cringer to Battle Cat. They come face to face with the Orlax, which seems to have struck King Randor down. Why, we do not know, or for what reason. And when E-Man goes to strike it with the sword, it vanishes. And then they go to Castle Grayskull, for help with the sorceress. As she says, she's not sure why the creature was scared of the Sword of Power. And that to help the king, they must find out. So she suggests that E-Man goes into the past and find out some clues to help them, which opens a portal. And Teela and Orko go back to the palace to let everyone know what's going on. So he journeys into the past, but as he is doing, he has some memories of when his father was showing him how to use a sword, and Adam, thinking he's weak and that. But, there's strength with not just having a sword. I think that's just sort of the moral of the day. And then we come to King Grayskull, who's helping his son Ro with a sword, and he's saying he's not as good as his brother Dare. But he says you don't have to be. It's not just about a sword, it's about how to use it. And E-Man's noticing King Grayskull. So he's like gone back into the past. And he sees what eventually will be Castle Grayskull. Yep. Grayskull has defeated a lot of the Snake Men. And he thinks everything's okay until the Orlax come with King Hiss and it attacks Dare. And he's edging between life and death. And King Grayskull defeats one of King Hiss's men. And then he just doesn't know what to do. He needs to find a way to save his son. So he goes to his wife and to the Orb of the Elders, which is the power that eventually will summon Grayskull's, the power of the universe. And he needs some help. And the elders tell him that he needs a source of power, both light and dark. Sounds familiar. Sorry if my hands are shaking. And this is where we find Scareglow. And he says he'll do a deal with him, but there'll be consequences. And Devon Grayskull is like, I don't care, I need a way to defeat the Snake Man and this creature. And he gives him some sort of metallic thing, I'm not sure what it is. A bit like metallic sculpture. And he tempers it, and with the help of the elders, they merge it together in what would become the Power Sword. As well as the people from Trawler, so it looks like Orko's people from Trawler that also infuse it. Therefore creating the Power Sword, or Sword of Power, that E-Man would wield. So the Sword of He. Which makes sense. Yeah, King Grayskull is different in this version. In the original one, he was Caucasian. In this one, he looks African. To me, I'm not that really fussed because This isn't 2000X, this isn't Filmation, and this definitely isn't New Adventures. This is something on its own. So then he goes to confront the creature who's captured Ro and still got out of Dare. And he strikes it with the sword of power. It screams and disappears. And sadly, no, they can't bring Dare back. And as Ro is about to be struck down by the creature, E-Man jumps in, slices one of its tentacles off, and helps him. And King Grayskull asks who he is, and he just says he's a friend. And he says he needs to return, so he asks the sorceress to open the portal for him to come home. And as he's leaving, he says to Ro, "Don't worry, in everyone there is a great hero, so he will become great." And I'll take a quick look after I've done this. So he sees him growing up, fighting, and then Grayskull offers the power sword of power to Ro, who then becomes hero of legend. And E-Man comes back, and we have like I think it's a dream sequence what King Rando's having. So he's telling Prince Adam, you need to find a crown to wear for this party. I'm not going to go in what he says. And you know, he says he could have been a warrior, but he chose to be king. Yep. So he comes back, and as E-Man said, it's not some sort of venom. It's like it's telepathic, and it's tried to communicate with the king, but obviously disastrous effects, and they've trapped it. And the sorceress is trying to commune with it to find out what's going on. But who really is behind it? E-Man wants his dad to be okay, which, you know, is understandable. And dun, it's Skeletor. Luckily, the sorceress is blocking everything. And that's the next issue. So, it's a good magazine. That's the cover. They're the panels. I mean, you can stop and read it if you want to. If you can focus on them. Yep, Randall looking on. So we find the origins of the Sword of Power. So they've introduced Ro, who becomes the hero of legend, to protect the Sword of He, that one day would be claimed. Some are surmising that he's the adopted son of King Grayskull. Or if he's his biological son, that's fine. So I like this idea that it's not sort of, you know, the power's not sort of coming from Grayskull himself. It was created by the elders and also the overlords of Trawler. Oh, and what I want to say, if anyone is watching the Netflix series, I'm still going to watch it no matter what's happened. And if people decide to put it up on YouTube and somehow alter the music that's there and put the Filmation music in, that'll be fun. Yep, when So that's sort of King is saying, what are you going to do? And he says, I have the power, and the sword powers up. So the creature doesn't really want to hurt anyone. Yeah, sorry it's took so long, but I tried to be as quick as I can. 11th of August is the next issue, which I will get. I mean, if somebody wants to actually talk about this, like try and do it as a cartoon version. Yep, 11th of August. And many other things in the comic. And that's it. Masters of the Universe Revelations prequel comic. It gives a backstory to the Sword of Power. And sort of, you know, how the characters were created by Mattel with the idea of to get into Grayskull you need 2 halves of the power sword. Anyway, that is enough from me, and I'll catch you later. Bye.